Hey everybody, welcome to the weekly Magic News Update for March 25th, 2018 on the Mana Leek. I'm John as always, and there was a lot of news this week and two Magic stories that we have to cover, so strap in, we've got some stuff to talk about. Up first, let's talk promos. Not the promo you think, not yet anyways. The promos for Dominaria were announced this week, and some of them look super cool. Up first, we got to see the three F&M promos for this season. We have Opt from Rivals of Ixalan, or regular Ixalan rather, but also from Dominaria. We have Cast Down, and we have Shauna, Sisay's Legacy. All commons and uncommons from Dominaria, and all will be using the new F&M frame, which looks gorgeous. These are some pretty serious F&M promos. Opt, of course, is modern playable. Cast Down will be a standard all-star for sure, and Shauna looks like a fantastic commander card. All these cards I'm very happy to get my hands on. Yes, the art is the same as the regular versions of the card, but it was said that by doing that, they can decide much later what cards to print, rather than needing to guess 6 to 12 months prior what cards will be useful and what won't. So hopefully we do see promos that stick to kind of this level of quality. One other quick change mentioned in the article is that these promos will be given to the stores all at once. So your store will get all three of these promos in one package, and it'll be up to the store to decide how to give them out, rather than each promo being tied to one specific month as they previously were. Maybe your store will continue saying, this month is Opt, this month is Cast Down. Maybe your store will let you choose which one you want. Who knows? It's going to be up to your store. The store championship participation promo will be Steel Leaf Champion, a card that looks absolutely terrifying in a heavy green draft deck. A 5/4 for 3 that can't be chump blocked. It's kind of scary. And for winning the store championship, you get a Teferi playmat, which again looks great. The art for this set looks fantastic. Going to the Magic Open House, April 14th or 15th, check your local game store's schedule for that, we'll get you a Llanowar Elves promo, a card that's basically guaranteed to be a standard staple this spring. If your store does an official Magic League, mine doesn't, and personally I think my local game store's league structure is much better. You can check out my league update videos to see more about that. You can get a promo version of Zhalfirin Void. Attend Draft Weekend, which is the weekend of the release of the set, and you get Zahid, Jinn of the Lamp, a card that maybe could be constructed playable, but probably not, and will certainly be a pain in Limited. Finally, transitioning into the next story, there was one other promo announced. Fire Song and Sunspeaker is the Buy a Box promo, and unlike any other Buy a Box promo, this is the only way you can get this card, which of course is a flat-out untruth for the sake of being sensational, and I'll talk about that in a moment. This card does not appear in any booster packs. This announcement set the internet ablaze. How dare they do this? This card costs $100. I'll never get my hands on it. Sure, this card isn't great, but what if they print a Jace the Mind Sculptor level card as the promo? As usual, I feel like this is all just a lot of what ifs, and as usual, I'm not willing to hang a company out to dry on what ifs. Barring maybe Rabblemaster, players have always said the Buy a Box promos aren't constructed all-stars. They're not that great. So I'm pretty confident Wizards won't randomly print an insane card as the promo. They have a track record of not doing that, so I'm not willing to jump on the what if they do bandwagon. Secondly, as I alluded to, it's a flat-out lie for sensationalism that this is the only way to get this card. Most people complaining are the same people who say they don't buy booster packs, they buy singles. And guess what? You can buy this card as a single. There's been pre-orders for it around the $4.50 mark. I just don't get the outrage over this. Wizards can't simultaneously be known for almost universally printing mediocre promos and also be on the verge of making a mistake and printing an insanely good promo. You have to pick one of those. The other point about this whole outrage is that these aren't the days of the Nalathni Dragon, a promo that was given out originally only to people who attended a specific convention in 1994. That was a very different era where if you wanted to buy a Magic card, your local game store had to have it, and if they didn't, you did not ever get to own that card. In 2018, I can buy literally any card I want in any language from anywhere in the world and have it delivered to my front door within a week, often for cheaper than shopping at my local game store. These promos will not be scarce. Relax. Alright, let's talk about some more fun stuff before we get to the next controversy, shall we? Some new Planeswalker art was revealed. A survey was published by Wizards asking about Planeswalkers and their art and their lore, and among the usual Planeswalkers we know was a Planeswalker named Vivian, an awesome-looking archer with various spirit animals that she seems to collect. Yeah, she's basically a Pokemon trainer version of Legolas or something. She looks cool. I'm excited to see where she's from and when we get to see her card. The Jace signature spellbook was revealed this week as well, and it looks gorgeous. For $19.99 MSRP, you get a Jace Balerion and 7 JC-type spells, many with new Jace-focused art. In addition, the frames look absolutely gorgeous. They really stand out. You also get a 9th card in the box, which will be a foil version of one of the cards in the box. So if you want to foil it out, you might need to buy a whole bunch of these boxes, or buy singles, because everybody loves to tell you how much they love to buy singles. Still angry about that promo outrage. These look fantastic, and I'm excited to see how this product line evolves down the line with other Planeswalkers, characters, etc. Finally, a new format was announced. Brawl is basically standard Commander, and boy did that get the internet angry. In Brawl, you build a 59-card singleton deck using the standard ban list and use a legendary standard Commander. You start at 30 life, there's no Commander damage, but basically everything else is the same as Commander. It's recommended as a multiplayer format, and it will rotate along with Standard. How dare they do this, cried out the internet. How dare they make this format that I'm not in any way required to play? I figured it out. I know Wizard's secret, other people yelled. They're trying to sell more booster packs. Their super duper mega secret plan is figured out. I'm so smart. Give me a break. This seems like a fun way to use standard cards, a fun way to highlight the current legendaries kicking around, a cool additional format to play in Arena and MTGO. It's going to be in both of those, and a format that I won't touch with a 10-foot pole because it's multiplayer, and I don't like multiplayer formats. For everyone overreacting, find something else to care about. You don't have to play this. You're not some higher intellectual because you deduced that a company wants to make money. Just move on. Continue playing whatever format you enjoy, and don't yuck other people's yums. Anyways, with that out of the way, it's time for not one, but 2 Magic story times. Up first, we have Return to Dominaria, Episode 1. Not necessarily the most well-thought-out title, but that's the title. Anyways, we return to Dominaria, and we get 3 little snippets about various characters. Up first, we see Sadaj, a cleric of the Cabal, which is a demon cult on Dominaria, is being addressed by a group of disciples at the front door of the stronghold, led by a person named Needle, who gives him the Black Blade, which was a sword forged by a planeswalker and used to kill an elder dragon. As a disciple explains that he's cut off, as it's now said that no, Belzenlock forged it, and Belzenlock killed the dragon. Belzenlock is the demon that this cult worships. Belzenlock is also the final demon that Liliana is looking to kill to get out of her pact. Sadaj tells Needle that she's earned her reward and kills her in a rather gruesome way, ready to get his own final reward from the Demon Lord when he presents this sword to him. Jehoira, in a submersible ship shaped like a fish, is investigating an object in the water. Jehoira, for those who don't know, is a prominent character from Dominaria. She is immortal. She accidentally became immortal, and she's just been around for a whole lot of time. She's an artificer, loves artifacts, she's blue-red. Anyways, she's searching for this object in the water, and with the help of some hired merfolk, Jehoira says they're now ready to raise the Weatherlight, the planeswalking capable ship most well known from the Weatherlight saga. Flashing over to Gideon, Liliana, Chandra, and Nissa planeswalking to Dominaria immediately following their loss at the hands of Bolas on Amonkhet, they begin to argue about where Jace is, if he's given up, that Ajani was right and they should have never have gone there and they should have come straight here. Liliana says it wasn't all that bad. She got to kill Razaketh. Chandra accusingly asks her if her final demon is here, which she admits it is. Nissa refuses to help her, but Gideon agrees that they need Liliana to kill Bolas. Nissa again refuses to help and steps away, saying she can't bear to see another plane broken before she makes her own home whole. Her watch is over, and she planeswalks away from Dominaria. Chandra decides she's leaving as well. She needs to learn from her failure and become stronger, and planeswalks away. Gideon tells Liliana that he's staying, nothing's changed, they need her to kill Bolas, and she needs a demon destroyed. Liliana and Gideon travel to Ves, Liliana's hometown, which has seen much better days and appears to be barely clinging to life. It was once surrounded by a forest, but now is surrounded by a creeping marsh instead. The pair get a room at an inn where Liliana asks for healing herbs and asks about the change in the town. The Cabal apparently are set to take over the entire world and have spread from Urborg to Benalia. Lily asks if anyone remembers the House of Ves, but all the innkeeper knows about are the ghost stories about the undead son and the evil daughter who fled. The herbs they were given aren't enough, however, and Liliana goes out to find the ones needed that should grow nearby. Liliana finds the herbs on a surviving bit of high ground, the same place where she first met the Raven Man who convinced her to use these herbs to heal her brother, but instead turned him into a zombie, causing her spark to ignite. As Liliana makes her way through the marsh, she comes upon the Vest Manor, a building that should have long ago been reduced to rubble, seeing as she left over 4,000 years ago. Some power kept the building intact, even if the insides were in tatters. In front of the hearth were symbols scorched into the stone from some necromantic spell. Liliana returns to the town to find a battle taking place, with undead knights from the Cabal attacking the town. As Liliana destroys the knights and attempts to take control of one, she follows the connection to the Lich controlling these attackers, only to find the Lich is Josu, her brother, who she turned undead thousands of years ago. The townspeople capture the human cleric leading this battle, and Liliana demands to know where Josu is. The cleric tells Lily that Belzenlok knew she was coming and made her brother into his servant. The cleric tells her the void awaits as he dies. And that's it for the first magic story, but we got a second magic story the following day, and looking at the mothership, it looks like we're getting a lot of Dominaria stories, so there might be a couple every week for now on, who knows, but we'll have to see what happens next week. But magic story number 2, Return to Dominaria, episode 2, also unimaginatively named, starts with Liliana searching the morass surrounding the town, searching for the Raven Man. A group of ravens slowly coalesce into the Raven Man, to whom she asks if he did this, if he told Belzenlok how her brother died. He tells her she knows the answers to that, and if she missed her brother so much, she should have agreed to follow him. Liliana asks why he made her turn her brother, and connects the dots that the Raven Man must have wanted her spark to ignite. She lunges towards him, asking why she wanted her to become a Planeswalker, but he disappears along with every other Raven in sight. Lily determines that Belzenlok's plan is to force her to use the Chain Veil against her brother, leaving her too weak to actually defeat him. Liliana returns to the inn, explaining to Gideon the Josu situation. Liliana explains she needs to use the veil to unmake Josu, but she won't have the strength left to use it against Belzenlok. Gideon agrees and says they'll need to think of another way to destroy the demon. For the moment, the pair plan to lead Josu to the Vest Manor in order to be unmade. Gideon's plan is to rally some of a local Benalish force that was recently routed at the manor, which will lead Josu there. Gideon and Liliana seek out the battle angel Rael that led the failed battle between the Benalish force and the Cabal. They offer to help the angel and her forces defeat the Lich Josu. Gideon and Rael gather the scattered soldiers while Liliana prepares her spell. While gathering in the manor, there is a discussion about skin witches who are mostly concerned about peeling the skin from their victims and wearing them, and dread shades that can change their size from very large to tiny enough to inhabit and animate corpses like puppets. Lovely. Gideon suggests a plan, asking a local mage if, with Liliana's help, he could create an illusion that would make a dread shade think he was a skin witch. The group prepares for the battle, and the illusion is set over Gideon. Gideon seeks out alone to scout the Cabal forces and finds them, led by a dread shade. Gideon approaches the shade, which identifies him as a skin witch, and asks why he's out here, defying the master's orders. Gideon briefly sees his friends from Theros who died because of him, but shakes it off, identifying them as just illusions from some dementia magic. But a nearby Grimnant identifies Gideon as not a witch. Gideon hurls the Cabal spear he had brought through the shade's chest, angering it, and runs. The trick was the shade would chase Gideon no matter what, once angered, ignoring its orders, and the Grimnants, who it was supposed to lead, would be easy pickings for the Benalish soldiers. Gideon runs directly into a group of skin witches, and after briefly considering dodging them and letting the shade encounter them first, thinking it was one of them that attacked it, decides instead to just attack the witches after seeing their magic keeps the victims alive while they wear their skin. Gideon kills the first witch as the shade catches up and kills the first witch that it sees. Gideon kills the third and final witch and feels the illusion on him vanish. Gideon turns and faces the shade, ready to keep it preoccupied. Back at the manor, Liliana feels Josu's approach and reaches out to him, telling him she's here and he knows her. Josu approaches the manor to discover that it isn't a trick, and it really is his sister. Josu angrily accuses her of doing this to him. She begins to explain she was tricked, but realizes talking to him in this form is a trap. Running into the manor, she clutches the chain veil and begins the spell. Some amount of time passes as she looks up and realizes the top half of the manor is gone. Whatever magic was preserving the structure is gone, and it is falling apart, and the corpse of her brother lays before her, decaying. She tells Josu the curse of the House of Ves is ended, but his corpse tells her no, it can't end while she lives. Josu tells her that after she left, he killed their father. Their mother took the rest of the family to search for her and a way to stop Josu, but she died on the journey. All of the Vess family, sisters, brothers, cousins, descendants spent their lives trying to stop him, and they all died. Liliana killed all of them. She is the curse of the House of Vess. And with that, Josu is gone. Gideon approaches her and tells her he's sorry, he heard all of it, refusing to feel humiliated. However, Liliana furiously tells him that nothing Belzenlok does will stop her, and if she must be a curse, then she'll be Belzenlok's curse. So that's going to wrap it up for the Magic story time for the weekly news update. Let me know what you thought of all the news. Are you angry about the promos? Are you angry about Brawl? Are you angry about life in general? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you can find me on the Twitter at the Mana Leek. That's Leek, like the vegetable, not the card. You can also find me at facebook.com/themanaleak, twitch.tv/themanaleak, and patreon.com/themanaleak, where you can become a backer. And if you become a backer at the $5 level or more before April 1st, you'll be eligible each week to be the lucky patron that gets all of the cards from the Crack-a-Packs, starting with Dominaria. So make sure that you do check that out. If you like the content, click that thumbs up button. Click subscribe if you want to see more. And if you do have questions, comments, or suggestions, let me know. Otherwise, see y'all next time.